Imagine you wake up and you're caked up. Your friends got their handouts, cause you the oven baker. Betty Crocker meets Aunt Jemima without the head wrap. Disrespect, it's a rap. Get your head tapped with the Chinese acupressure. Meet Jamaica from Ocho Rios to Cuatro Cinco. I'm a staker. It's only right I invest in hex. I got the voodoo in my DNA cause my bloodline royal. Every man, woman, and child leaves the toilet bowl soiled. I live my life to the fullest before I return to the soil. And y'all spoiled. Bigger than you fire intros to my videos. Who know how high the price of hex can go?
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, the Crypto Wonder, from the Crypto Wonder Podcast. Hope you're doing well, and let's get right into it. So, wow. A lot of things going on in crypto as usual, but like this 2-cent pump that Hex is doing right now, or was doing during today, definitely. And we see the advancements taking place with, the test net with Pulsechain V2B, and playing around with the test net for PulseX. I mean, you could see things unravel in such a way. Things are slowly and surely coming to fruition. And that's powerful. That's really, really powerful, people. One thing that I think is important to understand, in getting involved with crypto, and specifically, these products, these crypto tools or instruments, if you will, Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX, etc. These are opportunities not only to invest in crypto, but it's also a chance to invest in ourselves. What do I mean by that? Well, it's simple. When you're looking at the gains that could potentially be made in crypto, it could be, like staggering, like amazing, life-changing gains altogether. And how does one, decide or choose and strategize, preserving your wealth? Because these riches just came to you for a reason. You made good plays. You were able to delay your gratification enough so that you can see so much profit if you choose to sell or choose to do however you decide to use your crypto. And this opportunity to make some things happen for yourself and your loved ones. This is what I mean. You're investing in yourself when you're investing in these cryptocurrencies. Yes, they were created by another person, but you're using these tools to help improve your life. You're using these tools because you understand what you own. And you're basically living off of what you own. You're investing in yourself, right? You could even look at it as a business, right? How do you protect your business? This always goes back to you. This always comes back to you. When you're making money, what rules are you going to play? Are you going to play by your own rules, or are you going to play by rules that are already set to avoid extreme penalties? Because make no mistake about it, people don't like to talk about taxes, but taxes are important. Taxes are important. Depending on where you live, over here in the United States, it's no joke. It's no joke. If you don't have your affairs in order, you can get, scrutinized real heavy by the tax man and pay serious penalties if you didn't do what you were supposed to do. if you didn't utilize or learn or study or obtain and gather the resources that that's available, because this is about levels. This is about levels. When you're an employee, you have to deal with the rules as an employee. When you're a self-employed person, you have to deal with the rules that deal with that. When you own a corporation, there's its own set of rules. These things are not, are unavoidable. They're unavoidable. You run in your own business. When you have cryptos that are paying you yield every day, that's you being the head of your own operation. That's you having an employee that's working for you on your behalf. How are you going to protect your interests? Hex hasn't stopped working since it launched, and Hex has done beautifully to this day. I don't care when you got into it. Buying highs, low, what, it doesn't matter, because if you're staking, you're earning yield, and there's been no hiccups. It works flawless. It pays rewards every day as long as you stake. Imagine the choices that you're going to have, that we're going to have lying before us, in front of us, when Pulsechain mainnet launches. How are we going to stake? What are we going to do? What choice? All the choices that we're going to have. I mean, those are beautiful problems to have, because we'll have alternatives. Not only are we going to have a copy of Hex onto Pulse, but Pulse itself, have choices between, among 33 validators to choose from to stake Pulse. You're going to have Pulse X operating the way it's going to operate, where you could farm, you can do whatever you want, liquidity pool, etc., etc. There will never be any more, Pulse X minted besides what gets created or launched. What gets produced at launch is the only thing, as far as Pulse, the only amount that will ever be in existence. And there's a burn feature involved with that. I mean, the choices to create revenue I mean, it's powerful all around. It's powerful. These are opportunities and chances that you as a business person have to thrive, to have a successful business, to have a bright future, a financially sound and economically strong future through crypto. What is it that you're going to do to protect that, right? A lot of people are not, and a lot of people don't really respect insurance until they wish they had it. You understand? Like, how do you protect what you have in case some type of serious misfortune falls upon a person? And if they have a family, how's their family going to be taken care of with these cryptocurrencies, right? What plans are you going to set in motion in case you're unable to provide, right? There's so many vehicles and products that are out here a lot of us that are at the bottom of the pyramid. It seems like it's unreachable, it's not for us. But then when we get in crypto and you amass X amount of gains, untold wealth, like you just hit the jackpot, your life changes, and it could be very scary. You don't know what to do, which way to go first, right? The potential to lose everything becomes huge, is very high, especially if you never had it. If you never had it and all of a sudden you have it, my goodness, the first thing a person might want to do who doesn't know anything about money and just gets a whole lot of it will just buy things that just had no real purpose in their life to begin with. and just blow right through it, right? What is it that you're going to do to protect what you have? There's people that structure their portfolios in ways where they can live off their assets forever, for generations, their generations and generations to come. Descendants can live off their assets of what they own. But you have to know the game. You have to know the game. And another thing that people have to understand too, these things cost. Everything has a price. Everything has a price. Everything has a price. Do you think you won't incur any type of tax situation if cash out? And now it'd be time to pay pay the man, pay the tax man. These are things you have to think about. Capital gains, all these things that we talk about as far as no expectation of profit from the work of others. It doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop there. These are things that people really, really have to consider. You're talking about the potential. If you have strong hands enough to hold on to these products for the next 2-3 years, you see what Hex has done in less than 2 years, right? You see what Bitcoin has done over a period of 12 years. You've seen what Ethereum has done in a 6-year period. You've seen what some of these other blockchains have done in relatively, whatever amount of years, period of time. It's no secret that the potential to earn life-changing money is great. Is great. But again, how are you going to preserve it? I understand when those guys are creating mountain crypto advisors. I understand why. Right? I understand why. You're creating opportunities to shelter your wealth in a way where it can grow, it can be protected, it can be preserved, right? For yourself and your loved ones to eat off of it for generations to come. This is not something that any singular person can do right now by themselves on their own without incurring huge fees, huge tax, like you'll be decimated to create trust. I get why those things are happening. I understand it. I understand why. And it is what it is. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. I know people that just tell me flat out that they are trust fund kids. They live off trust funds. They never knew what working was. They didn't have to, because their family has set up something in such a way where they can live off their trust, the trust that was created on their behalf. I know several people who've done that, who lived that way. And their elders are proud that they have set up those types of situations to protect and preserve what they have. Right? This is a business. This is a business. As exciting as it is to see mass gains, as euphoric as it is, as fun as it can be, it's also very serious. It's something you have to take very seriously. You have to take it very seriously. And I'm talking to the people who are new to the crypto space. You have to take this serious. You have to take protecting your wealth serious, your keys, your private keys. You have to take all of it seriously. Imagine, even when you reach a certain level, you become like, let's say you're a multi-millionaire, right? And people know that you're a multi-millionaire and they haven't reached that level yet. what do you think is going to happen? They're going to gravitate towards you. Hopefully it's a favorable type of attraction. But what if it's not so favorable? Then what? Right? Security is a thing. These things are people have to think about. People have to really, really think about these things. It's not a joke. You know, a lot of people I've seen in my life growing up who had tons of money, you could tell they came from money, right? By locations where they live, where they reside, this and that, their lifestyle, but they also know what it's like to just live too, because they wouldn't really dress real fancy, or they wouldn't drive the most expensive vehicles, but they were loaded. Loaded. Some cases they understood their affairs, and in other cases they didn't want to be noticed by the masses, right? To become targets. Because when you're surrounded by people who don't have, and you're the only one who has, well, guess what? You'll become food. You're food. You're food, because you're surrounded by people who are hungry. Protect yourself, protect your business. Protect yourself, protect your family. Protect what you have. If you don't know how to store your crypto safely, if you can't stomach price fluctuations up and down, how are you going to last 15 years staking? You understand? How are you going to last? You're going to emergency end stake. You're not going to last 15 years. You're going to practice what the impatient people do. How do you weather the storm and become that example, that role model for yourself, your community, your family, right? That people could say, wow, they could lean on you. You're a pillar in the eyes of those who you love, because you created and show, and not only did you create, but you represent a set of ideals that only a few people apply in life, that bring intangible and tangible rewards, basically for as long as they live. For as long as they live. How do you do that when you're impatient? You can't. Because you cut off your own water supply, your endless stream of water, short because you were too patient. You couldn't wait. You weren't disciplined. You didn't understand business. You didn't understand protecting what you have. You didn't understand self-care. You didn't understand just being extremely determined and even tough on yourself sometimes, that really understand how you really have to sacrifice so that tomorrow for yourself and your loved ones could be greater. That's what it's about, people. It's exciting, don't get me wrong, because I'm fully charged up when I think about Pulsechain and what it's going to do. I'm no less excited than I was back in the summer of last year. I'm even more excited. I'm geared up, looking forward to it. But I'm not allowing the excitement to cloud my judgment. Because with the excitement, you have to be fully prepared for what's about to come too. Because it's going to be an explosive ride, an explosive adventure again. Do we not understand that those of us who missed Hex, the run-up, the 10,000x run-up, the 20,000x staking run-up, is potentially a reset 2-3 times over. with Pulsechain number 2 and Pulse X number 3. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's no reason why the blockchain of Pulsechain and the DEX of Pulse X can't do great numbers. And it's not over for Hex. Imagine getting a copy of the Pulse of Hex, right? You get the copies and then all the other ERC20s. Again, you're staking Pulsechain. You could use Pulse X to do liquidity pool, farming, blah, blah, blah. Getting an incentive token, right? Whenever Ethereum, hopefully this will put fire under the butts of the people over at Ethereum to get their act together. Imagine they launch Ethereum 2.0. That's a fork again of Hex, right? More opportunities. And then, Richard is a man of advancement and technology and opportunity for multiple gains and ultimately glory. In the future, let's say Pulsechain wants to go through its own fork, so other people want to fork Pulsechain. That's another up on top of another, and building blocks. I mean, we are in the beginning of something huge that words can't capture, and our minds can't even fathom right now. You talk about mind blowing. I remember when Richard went on when he did the tour in Europe before the anniversary. He was going, I think it was in London. He was in London. And they asked him a question, and he said, well, he can't even say the words of how high the price of Hex can go by itself. Just that one token. It's like when he thinks about it and how everything was mechanized and created as far as the tokenomics and the structure, the development, the T-shares, just the mechanics of this whole thing. He couldn't even utter how high the price of that token can go by itself. It's like, it's just mind-blowing. And that's just with Hex. That's it. Just with Hex. And you multiply that times all these other things that's going on. Folks, please understand. There's something that's happening right now that's game changing. He's creating a thing where it's just going to be a force that everyone is going to have to reckon with in the crypto space, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not. This is just the calm before that proverbial storm. When the tsunami hits those crypto shores, when the tsunami of Pulsechain tsunami hits the crypto shores and launches, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's no coming back. And those of us who got in are in the beginning, ground level, ground zero. Groundbreaking, disruptive, revolutionary technology and changes that are happening as we speak, and we're part of it. And those of us who are in this community, you should definitely consider yourselves extremely fortunate and give yourselves a pat on the back, clap, celebrate, embrace yourself, look in the mirror and embrace yourself for just at least taking a chance in doing something that could potentially change your life and the life of your loved ones forever. It's nothing to sneeze at. Make no mistake about it, people. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. But you can't forget that preserving it and protecting what you have is key, is paramount. Take it very seriously. Take everything, say whether it's OPSEC, securing your crypto, obtaining insurance for your business, your crypto business, whatever it is. You right there. It's right. It's all afforded. It's right in front of you. However you want to flip it and bounce it, it's all there. It's all there. You want to obtain it, keep it, preserve it, and live off of it, or you want to obtain it and splurge and ruin everything in a split second. Like you only live in once, right? You only live once, right? But let it be of worth something. Let it be of some real, substantial purpose and value. Because I'm not doing this for me personally, just for me. I'm definitely doing this for my family. I'm definitely doing this for my family. I'm a man of a certain age. I've lived life to the fullest, and I look forward to continuing to live life to the fullest. But I also want to equip my loved ones with what's necessary and what's about to come with these products. Simple and plain. Well, I bid everybody adieu. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I hope you are well always, and I appreciate every one of you who subscribe to the channel, who've left comments, who leave comments, who like the video and all that good stuff. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, like I said. And as always, be well. Take care.